You have these outrageous standards, but you showing yourself all out on the gram. You got your double D's out. You know what I'm saying? You in a bathing suit in every picture on IG. But yet you talking about how you got these long lists of standards. Man, you better shorten that list. Man, what's going on with you guys, man? Welcome to the channel. Hopefully everything is going good with everybody. And, you know, definitely we about to get into something juicy today. We finna be discussing why you should never be worried about So I got about 5 things that we should be paying attention to. So let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, so tip number 1 is causation doesn't equal correlation. So hear me out. So what we got to understand is a lot of times women have these standards in their dating. You know, when women say, oh, I'm dating with a purpose, or I'm dating with intentions and stuff like that. A lot of times they get into that mode because they got dogged out a lot in their early 20s and stuff like that, in their mid 20s and late 20s or whenever, right? So a lot of times they feel like, okay, a man, since he values sex, let me use it against him. Let me make him wait. Because if I make him wait, then he'll learn to appreciate me and I can see if he's for me or not. But the thing is, women actually have it backwards. Because a man of purpose, a man of real discipline, a man that's driven, we don't look at sex as the most valuable thing that a woman has to offer. Matter of fact, if a guy looks at you as sex as the most valuable thing you have to offer, that means you actually need to take a look at yourself. So you as a man, you got to understand when a woman is pulling the celibacy card. Now, I'm not saying that all women are not using that card for real. Some women are actually celibate and some are celibate for religious reasons and some just doing it because they want to do it. I'm not talking about those women. I'm talking about the women that are still getting it in, but claim they're celibate. So going to my point of how causation doesn't equal correlation, a lot of women feel like, okay, since I got dogged out in the past, I know that a man wants sex, which is true, right? But the thing is, just because you are holding it away from me doesn't mean I'm going to trust you more. I'm actually going to trust you less because you're coming off as more structured. Because to me, that's just the beginning point. Because I got to test drive my cars before I buy it. That's just the beginning. That just gets you in the door. That's not going to keep you there. Because again, when a woman thinks a man values sex the most, that's an issue. Because we should be valuing from a woman her femininity, her values, which, you know what I'm saying, the way she moves, her character, her family life, her vibes, her energy. It's her action matching her words. Those are the things that I value more than sex. The sex is cool. But what's crazy is I actually trust the woman more when she gives it to me faster versus the woman who's holding it back in hopes of I'm gonna give her what she wants, which is the relationship. So my whole point to the first one is never deal with a woman who makes you wait if that's not what you want to do. Because again, if you got to do that because of religious reasons, that's on you. But for me, if we're going past 3 to 4 weeks and you still trying to act like you an angel or you a saint and that's the most valuable thing that you have to offer, I'm good. Because if you putting sex on a pedestal, that means, baby girl, you ain't got nothing else to offer. And you're thinking that that's the most valuable thing that I believe in, and that's not true. I'm looking for other things, baby girl. So that's number 1. Causation doesn't equal correlation. So number 2, the second thing is women break rules for men they like and they make rules for guys that they don't like. The woman already knows if she likes you or not. So when a woman starts saying, you got to take me on 5 dates, or you got to really court me, or you got to take me here, when she starts suggesting what she wants to do, that lets you know that she doesn't like you. But when a woman goes along with your program, she's willing to go where you want to go. She's willing to come back to your spot. She's letting it flow naturally. She's not putting boundaries in your way. She's not putting this obstacle course in your way. That's how you know she really rock with you. All right, the third reason why you should never worry about a woman's standards is because a lot of times a woman who have these, and I'm not saying a woman shouldn't have standards, right? This is not what I'm saying. But a lot of times when these women have these standards that seem outrageous, they're coming from a place of being structured and not genuine. So you want a woman who has standards for herself, but in the same time, not these standards of, oh, you gotta take me on 25 dates. You gotta take me to Paris on the second date. When a woman has these standards that are like kind of insane, you shouldn't be taking her seriously. She's not coming from a genuine place. It's like a woman that says, oh, I don't do this on first dates. I don't go back to do. Anytime a woman starts, oh, I don't do that. Anytime somebody talks about how they don't do that, guess what? They do that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, when you're coming from a place of being structured, I don't want nothing to do with you because you're not being genuine. You're not going with how you're feeling. You're going with different things that you heard your homegirl say, you've seen somebody on Instagram say, or you've seen somebody on TikTok say, and I'm cool. Because if you're being structured right now, I can only imagine how it's gonna be if I continue to rock with you. So again, you shouldn't be worried about a woman's standards, because if she has these, and y'all know what I mean when I say standards, we're not talking about a woman who is loyal and has character and integrity. We're not talking about those type of women, right? We're talking about the women that have these outrageous standards, but be at the club every Saturday. You got these outrageous standards, but you drunk on a Tuesday night. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the type of women we're talking. You got these outrageous standards, but you showing yourself all out on the gram. You got your double D's out. You know what I'm saying? You in a bathing suit in every picture on IG. But yet you talking about how you got these long lists of standards. Man, you better shorten that list. All right, the fourth reason why you shouldn't be worrying about a woman's standards is because you should have your own standards. You should have your own standards. Me as a man, I don't care about what a woman's standards are. That's her own personal standards. For me, I'm looking for things that I look for in a woman. I'm looking for the femininity, you know, the loyalty, the character, the integrity, the vibes, the energy. That's what I'm looking at. Does your action match your words? So when you have standards for yourself, you're not really worried about a woman's standards. Because a woman who values you, she's gonna respect the fact that you have standards for yourself and you have self-respect. Because we all know, if you don't have standards for yourself, a woman will disrespect you. Because women, guys, like they really rock with dudes who have standards for themselves, because most dudes, when they get with a woman that looks better than the typical woman they're used to dealing with, they break all their rules. You know what I'm saying? They break all their rules, and a woman knows that, because a woman is thinking like, hey, but if I look that way, I don't know if you would be doing this for me. So a lot of times we put women on a pedestal based on how they look, instead of treating all women equally. And when you do that, it kind of backfires. Like, y'all seen the video I posted last week when the woman on the TikTok was talking about how they value men who have standards for themselves.
The number one habit of a confident man, having self-respect. A confident man knows that if he doesn't respect himself, no woman ever will. So when a woman's behavior clashes with his values, he either calls it out or cuts her off, because he knows that it hurts less to let the wrong woman go than to tolerate a lifetime of disrespect.
When you have standards for yourself, it doesn't matter what a woman says. Those are her standards. If she want to have standards of, oh, you got to be 6'8", you got to make $2 million a year, you got to be driving, you know what I'm saying, a Lamborghini Urus, those are her standards. She can live with that. You know what I'm saying? I hope she finds what she's looking for. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Hey, do your thing, baby girl. All right, and the last thing, number 5, is her standards do not match her reality. What y'all gotta understand is, women can, especially like on like dating apps and then like TikTok, when these women just be running their mouth because they be bored. A lot of times they'll talk about these different standards that they have, but if you see them in real life, the dude that they're with, they actually usually be the opposite of what they talk about online. Because what you gotta understand is, how many guys out there is really over 6'4", making $7 million a year, driving a Ferrari, is in super shape? How many guys are like that? It's slim to none. So if every woman has these standards of, you gotta be 6'3", you gotta take me to Paris on the first date, there's only a certain amount of those guys to go around. So what you gotta understand is, women, what she says online does not match her reality. So you shouldn't be worried about her standards. You know what I'm saying? Why should you worry about that? I'm worried about my standards, because that's what really matters. Putting myself first. So like I say in every video, always continue to put yourself first. All right, guys, that's my video for today, man. I appreciate you guys for coming over to the channel as always. Guys, make sure you continue to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.